Okay, so you want to know Abraham, to my incredible brothers and sisters, welcome, welcome. Quiescent creatures and his living water running through these mountains of southwestern Utah. This is the 5th video. Probably have one more after this of the book of Judges. So let's continue on with this incredible story that's unraveling here with so many different angles to it. We left off with Gaal and his brothers. They're the sons of Obed. They came into Sichem and they stirred up some motivation into the Sichemites about this Abimelech guy. Who is he to serve? Why should we serve him? And then we discussed the history of Sichem, who discovered it. So now we continue on with his dialogue, and he says, would God, that some man would, give this people under my hand that I might take Abimelech out of the way? So now he's bringing Quies into the equation. Maybe I'm here because Quies delivered me, and I am the one to take this guy down. So, as this was carrying on, word got back to Abimelech. And they said to him, hey, gather together a multitude of an army and come on down to Sichem. There's something going on here, a revolution to overthrow you. Zebul, talked about him before. It's up there in the book. You know, when it comes back around again, it's up there on the board. Zebul is the actual prince of the city. He was appointed by Gideon as his former servant. Now he also has heard the words of Gaal, the son of Obed, and was quite annoyed by this. So he sent messengers to Abimelech. And he said, behold, Gaal, the son of Obed, has come into Sichem with his brothers, and he's raising the city against you, Zebul. Arise therefore in the night with the people that are aligned with you, and lie hid in the field. And in the morning, when the sun is rising, set upon the city. And when this son of Obed and his brothers and the revolutionaries, when they issue forth against you with his people, do to him what you shall be able to do. So now, this is coming from the true prince of the city, Zebul. Why is he doing this? Why is he betraying the Sichemites for this killer of brothers? Abimelech therefore arose with all his army. He did so in the nighttime, and he set up ambushes near to Sichem in 4 places. There's Sichem. Abimelech has descended upon here, and he set his ambushes around Sichem, 4 places to surround it, or maybe around the gate. It's only entry. I'm not exactly sure. And our writer, Samuel, isn't specific about it. It's not important. Gaal, again, who's the son of Obed, he goes forth and he stands at the entrance of the gate to the city. So, yes, there is one entrance into Sichem. So most likely he takes his 4 platoons or troops or battalions and occupies every angle going to that gate. Abimelech, on the other hand, as Gaal was doing this, going to the entrance of the gate of the city, Abimelech, he rises with his entire army with him from the place of ambushments. So as soon as Gaal, his brothers, and the Sichemites are going towards the gate of the city, Abimelech is keeping watch from the fields, and then he rises. And when Gaal had seen the people, he's with Zebul, actually. So he says to Zebul, the prince of the city, hey, behold, a multitude comes down from the mountains. He spots this movement. And Zebul, the prince of the city, he answers, you're seeing shadows, man. You're seeing shadows of the mountains, as it were heads of men. And because of this error, you're being deceived. He's flat out lying. Disappointing of Gideon. Thou seest shadows of the mountains. This reflects yet another fantastic aspect of the liturgy. Although the primary point of the Bible, as I've told you from the beginning with the Book of Life, is the light, frequently we are taught the behaviors and the mannerisms of mankind. This duplicity of a visual acumen reflects something that has been with mankind for centuries. It's something I call mistaken identity. So frequently our senses deceive us in various ways. Those of you who have been in the wilderness can understand this. When it comes time to shadows, nighttime, sunset, sunrises, even in the ocean, our eyes can deceive us. So frequently our senses, not just our eyes, deceive us in various ways. What one person sees, especially when the light is limited, can easily be perceived as something entirely different by someone else looking at the same thing. Because of this deception, a falsity can actually become a fact, although in error. Unidentified objects or shadows or movements can so quickly and erroneously become unidentified unknown entities or even creatures. In regards to the latter, we shouldn't forget one renowned fact. If it didn't debark Noah's Ark, it doesn't exist. Period. Now this excludes the creatures of the water and of the cavern depths, and Enoch and Leviathan excludes those creatures. Now even the dialogue between Gaal and Zebul is deception. Zebul had already forewarned Abimelech about the Gaal brothers and their followers, these Sichemite revolutionaries. Samuel doesn't explain to us why Zebul seemed to side with Abimelech. But let's look at it logically. You can conclude that Zebul was installed as prince by the father of Abimelech, Ierobaal, Gideon. Therefore, though Abimelech intentionally killed his brothers, Zebul remains loyal to the family of Ierobaal, Gideon, no matter how he was placed. Loyalty to the blood. Further, pride may also be a factor here. Zebul finds himself becoming irrelevant because the Sichemites are siding and following this Gaal and his brothers versus listening to him. Let's look at it mystically. Although the devil vehemently engages in deception of the senses, Heavenly Father, on the other hand, guess what? He does not. So continuing on with this conversation between the two, Gaal says, "Behold, there comes down people from the neighbor of the land. One troop comes by the way that looks to the oak. Look, look, can't you see?" And Zebul again says, "Where's now thy mouth where thou didst speak? Where is now thy mouth wherewith thou didst speak? Who is Abimelech that we should serve him?" In other words, tell him, remember what the words that you said? Who is this Abimelech that we should serve him? These words came out of your mouth. So he's bringing it back to him, to kind of encourage him, so to speak. "Is not this the people which thou didst despise? Go forth, fight against this guy." So Gaal, therefore, went with the people of the Sichemites looking on. And he fights against Abimelech. Evidently gets his butt kicked because Abimelech pursues him fleeing. And he drives him into the city. And Abimelech, he goes and maintains his abode in the city called Rumah, which is adjacent to Sichem. Rumah. And this is where we'll stop for now. When we next meet, we're going to continue on to see what happens with Gaal, Zebul, and these sons of Obed. So until next we meet, Pax Vobis. Please read this incredible story for yourself. Till next we meet.